No shame.
Hey, you guys, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We love these calls so much because our desire, our goal with these is just to inspire you all and to breathe hope into you that this can make a huge difference for you, for your family, whatever that looks like. Maybe you're coming into this to really get healthy and to pay a few bills. Maybe you want to go to the top of the company and replace your full-time income. Whatever it looks like, it's possible, you all. So welcome. I'm so excited for you all. I remember when I first heard about this opportunity, that little seed of hope that was just planted in my heart, that what if this was something that was an answer to my prayers, of something I could do from home, something that could help us to get out of debt, and to not be so stressed by finances all the time. And it's been so much more. So we're just excited y'all are here. Oops, one sec.
She says, oops.
I'm an two, three. Okay, what is Plexus? So when I first heard about the pink drink, it's called Slim. So my first thought was like, okay, it's a weight loss fad. I mean, it sounds whatever. It sounds okay, but not really something I'm really into. But then a friend of mine shared with me her story of how it was helping her to gain weight and her yeast infections. And so I was like, okay, well, it sounds like it's about just overall health. And that's when I was encouraged to give it a try. And I've since learned so much about gut health and the major role that it plays in our overall day-to-day health and living. And I love that our products are getting to the root of issues and helping you to get healthy and balanced from the inside out. And also that we have a product, at least one product that every single person can benefit from. My kids take the kids line. My husband and I, our top fave combo is the triplex. And then I have a lot of friends on the nerve and the ease because that is something that they need. They have nerve damage. I don't need that, but they've seen incredible results from that. And so it's all about total just wellness, because when you feel like poop, if you're constipated, if you are moody, if you're not sleeping good, like that shows in other areas of your life, and it makes life way more stressful, not fun. But when you feel good, when you're energized, when you have a happier mood, the gut brain connection, right? And all of that pours out into your other areas of life. So there's people that you're loving on, that you are pouring into, that you want to give your best to. It makes it so much easier when you feel good. And I love that we get to help people to experience that and to find freedoms from their health with products that really work. I took them my whole pregnancy because they're so good for you, so natural. Of my last two pregnancies, actually, and Jordan is taking them through her pregnancy. Jordan, what's your favorite thing you've noticed in your pregnancy?
Okay, I have to tell y'all this because this is not something I would have ever thought. I did not have our product Hydrate my first pregnancy, but I have it this one. And it's a natural, I mean, if you've heard of like liquid IV or something, basically it's like, it tastes way better. I don't, anyway, it tastes way better. But it's really good for you. It has like the base is like coconut water. And anyway, it is game changing through this pregnancy. I'm talking like if I have muscle cramps or I'm feeling like a little like I'm not able to sleep, I do Hydrate and I am sleeping like a baby. So that has been a huge thing. And I'm going to the bathroom every day. I think we're all girls here. And that's been really great too. So those two things.
Such a game changer, especially to postpartum for me. Like, and I've heard this from so many people who've taken it while they're pregnant and then using the restroom regular after postpartum, like that can be such a painful, like stressful ordeal. But it wasn't having our product. So it's the best. Okay. I
And
forgot.
those of y'all that are not moms yet, just close your ears. If you're 20 years old and you're like, I don't want to hear this, just skip over this part.
I totally forgot in the beginning. I was going to introduce Jordan and just say she's helping to co-host, which is so fun. I never would have met Jordan outside of Plexus, and she is one of my best friends. And I love that we get to do this. Um, and she is actually going to go over this next time.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned just kind of talking about like our products in general, because here's the thing. I'm gonna give you like the business side of why I love our products. Because y'all, we have products that people need every single day. And I believe because our products are that good and people need them every day, that is one of the big reasons why we were able to go all the way to diamond, which I'll show you what that is later. But basically, Joanna and I make more than a brain surgeon, which is so crazy that we get to do that. Because most of the time we don't even have a bra on and we're chasing kids around. But I love that because our products are that good and that consumable, and people need their multivitamin every day. They need their probiotic every day. They're swapping an energy drink that has terrible ingredients for our natural one, and they're doing those things every day because it just makes this steady income that is such a gift. And it's a gift that, you guys, I feel so comfortable in, that if my husband said, "Hey Jordan, I think I want to quit my job," I'd be like, "Okay, cool," because I feel that solid in Plexus and our leadership and what we do, and the income that this provides. So I love that we are referred to as a health and happiness company, because it's not all about weight loss. If we were a weight loss company, somebody could come in and lose 20 pounds and then be done, right? That is not what this is. I have been with Plexus for over 5 years, and I have girls who have been with me for 5 years long, still taking our products, still loving them, still sharing their stories, because that's what Plexus is all about. And that is sustainable long-term income, which is a huge blessing. And I love the bottom part of this slide. I'm not going to read them all to you, but what I wanted to know when I started was, is this one of those companies that's going to be here for like an hour and then gone tomorrow? And the answer is heck no. We are just getting started. On our team alone, we had more six-figure earners pop up in our team last year than we ever have before. And we are just getting started. They do business the right way. They do it with morals and ethics that I am proud of. They encourage personal growth. They even give us a book study to plug into every single month, because they know how important that is. And you guys, it's a gift. It's a gift to have this level of comfort in a company that works with us so well. And I love what our CEO says. He always just says, "This is network marketing done the way that it should be done, but rarely is." And it's the truth. And that's why I can comfortably go out and share this and represent this and drive my Lexus with a big old Plexus on the back and feel super proud. Zero shame. So can we go to the next one?
Oops, I think so.
Maybe.
Yay. Here you
Oh,
are.
that's me and my husband.
I love
So go ahead.
I was going to say, I love this picture. So this is when they're in Mexico. Every year, Plexus gives us a free trip if you are a jewel and above. And they spoil you like crazy. It's always so fancy. And just for working our business, like we get amazing paychecks, but then also like free trips. It's really, really special. And this picture was in Mexico because this is where they sent us this past year. So Jordan's going to share her story with us. And go for it, Jordan.
Well, I was just gonna say, does anybody here want more time with like their husband, or does anybody here like have a dream or a goal to travel more? And like that was big for me. When we first got married, we didn't have kids. We loved to go hike. We loved to be outside. And then when we had kids, all of a sudden it was like, we have no money and we don't know how to do this anymore. We don't know how to date. And like we kind of, our marriage really kind of suffered. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I mean, it was hard. And so when Plexus came along, the business was way more than just money. Like them sending us on trips like this allowed us the space and the freedom to go on these vacations and to not feel guilty about spending money, because it's free. It's all free. And so like we got to just go reconnect and have fun, and baby number 3 is on the way. So But let me take you back about 5 years ago. I was struggling big time with some health things. I mean, just some of it was simple, some of it wasn't, but the main things were just constipation. I needed to go to the bathroom. I was tired, right? Like anybody else here needed to go to the bathroom before you started Plexus, or maybe you're on here and you're still learning what this is. I was tired. I needed to go to the bathroom. And I had tried a lot of things. I had gone to a GI, I had a colonoscopy in my early 20s, and I was getting medication after medication after here's some antacid, Nexium, all the things. And I was so tired of Band-Aids. So I started Plexus. I really didn't want anything to do with the business. And here's why. I had seen a lot of my friends do Plexus 5 years ago, very salesy. And I was like, that's not me. Like, I am just myself. Like, this is how I show up every day. I could be a millionaire and this is still going to be how I'm going to show up. And I thought I kind of had to fit this like salesy mold. Um, but a year into my journey, you guys, I had my second baby, and our daycare bills went up to $400 a week. And I was like, that's not okay. Like, I cannot afford $400 a week in daycare. Like, all my whole paycheck was going to daycare. And I was an orthopedic sales rep at the time. And I was like, okay, if I could just like pay for my daycare by sharing my story, that would be amazing. And so I knew my sponsors, Jessica and Tamara, were, I say millionaires very like loosely, but y'all, like that's a big deal. Like, they are both millionaires with Plexus. I was like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Like, why can't I be that? Why can't I do that? Um, so I started sharing my story, and I started sharing other people's stories. And I quickly found that other people needed what I had. And so as I started sharing, about 3 months in, I was able to pay our mortgage, which was a huge blessing. And I just felt this pull, like, okay, like, for the very first time ever, I think I want to be at home with my kids. I think I want to spend more time with them and stop missing all the firsts, the first walks, the first words, because they were in daycare all the time. It's like, I think I want to stay at home. And I think if I can make enough money to do that, I'm going to do it. And so within about 5 months with Plexus, I quit my job. And I will never, ever forget the Lord. Like, we were tested big time after I quit my job. A 17-year-old boy, my husband's a coach and a teacher, a 17-year-old boy, a student of his, needed a place to live. And Zach was like, you just quit your job, but can we afford to feed a 17-year-old boy and house him and do all the things? And I was like, ah. So of course, what did I do? I dug into my Plexus business. And you guys, I hit 2 more ranks within the next 3 and 4 months. And that was a gift, right? Like, there's no way we could have afforded that without Plexus. Shortly after, we got our Plexus Lexus. I wish I could show it to y'all. It's really cute and pretty outside, but it's really dark. And you get a free car. And then, and then right after that, we earned our first free trip to Hawaii. And so all that to say is that I started to go to the bathroom. Did not know I wanted this business. But the thing that I found was that I could do this in a way that was true to me. I don't have to fit a mold. In fact, the more me that I am, the more books, like if you look at my desk right now, they're like full of like all the books. The more books I read and the more like I figure out what I want out of life and or people I serve, the more my business grows. And it's been so cool to watch. So that's what I've got.
So good. And I love how you fit it in the beginning, into your nooks and crannies of life, and like working full time, figuring out how to fit in Plexus. And you should share really quick about your desk that you had under your bed, like what was
Yes.
it? Like
Where is that?
tray or
It's in
something?
here. It's in here somewhere. I did not have a desk. So I have people have told me before, well, I don't really have a space in my house to work. I don't have a lot of time. Y'all, I had a TV tray when I started, like the little TV tray that like pops out. And I would have my notebook and my planner and the book I was reading, and I would leave it on the TV tray and I would slide it under my bed. And then when I went to work, when everyone went to sleep, I would pull it out. And that's what I did. I worked full time for several months building my business. And then after that, I was a coach's wife. So I was basically a single mom. I had 2 toddlers at home. And I'm telling you, if you think that you don't have time, just come talk to me. I promise we can find time, because I worked this in the nooks and crannies of my day. I swapped training videos and things like this for Netflix, which, let's be real here. I know we all love Netflix, but I promise you it is not adding value to your life. It's going to be okay. So anyway,
Yes, and like you do not need fancy. Like I'm hiding in my car right now so that I could be by myself because mom life.
Perfect.
Yeah, so here we are.
And I know a lot of girls on here, not a lot, but some, like maybe you're in school, maybe you're like, I'm a full-time student. Okay, awesome. Like you do you go make all the A's, go do all the things. Okay, go pour into your homework. But maybe instead of that TV show, you go make a few $100s. I promise it's worth it.
It is so worth it. Sorry guys, my light keeps turning off in here.
It's okay. You still look cute.
Thanks. Okay, so we're gonna go on to the next slide. I love Jordan's story so much. And like I was saying before, I'm trying to move this, you all can see, but I think you can mostly see that slide. We would never have met if it wasn't for Plexus, which is like one of the best gifts of this opportunity is right here is our team. So meet our team. It's really cool to see all the different walks of life, the different personalities, the different careers, different, like so many different shapes and sizes and personalities make up our team. You do not have to be in a certain box of like a certain personality or a certain anything. When I started, I was a stay-at-home mom already. That's what I wanted to be, like pretty much since I was 6 years old. I wanted to be a mom. And so that was my dream and I was living it, but at the same time it was just really stressful with our finances, and I was doing like anything I could. I would go and like clean apartments and scrub toilets and try to and bring my baby with me and try to keep her happy while I was like cleaning the apartment and like different things that were like super stressful and I did not enjoy. And I love that I can work my business on my phone in my pajamas if I want to. But I hope this encourages you and just breathes belief into you that wherever you're at right now, listening to this call, this is something that you can be as successful as you want to be. Because that's what makes us special, is that we are all just unique in ourselves. I mean, we even have guys. We have some very successful men in Plexus as well. So
I thought you were about to say sexy guys. You said successful, and I was like, oh, she's going there.
yeah, successful. And some of my very best friends have come as a result of this opportunity. And I'm just so grateful that I remember getting started and I was scared to death because introverted core personality, I had no social media and I didn't know if I could do this. And it just scared me to put myself out there. But if I had not, so many incredible blessings would not have come as a result. And so I'm just really grateful that I did. And I'm just excited for you all to experience the friendships and the community that comes from this opportunity. Okay, this is one of my absolute favorite things. I mean, I would probably keep saying that. Let me see if I can move this over really quick. But
it's good on our end.
Good. Okay. My top two favorite things on here is the no inventory and the no parties. I hate going to the post office. I don't know why. I do. I hate having to go somewhere. It just really stresses me out. And so the fact that all of our products are directly shipped to each person, like corporate handles all that. We don't have to. It is the best. And then the no parties. And so when I got started, I had no social media and I lived in a very small town. And like I said, like introverted personality, I've come a long way as far as like not being quite as awkward when talking with people and being in like public scenarios, but I was pretty awkward then. And the thought of having to do a party was like the scariest thing ever. And so I loved that I didn't have to grow my business. Yes, you can if you'd like to have people into your home, you can totally do that, but you don't have to. And so I love how customizable it is per person as far as like, you can go as fast as you want. You can just do it at your own space or your own speed, and what works for you. Fun fact though, about probably a year and a half into my business, I finally hosted a party at my house and nobody came, like zero. So I laugh about it now. But yet I am at the very top of the company now, you all, because I stayed consistent and I was coachable, knowing that like I could learn the skills I needed to be successful at this, because I came to this with zero skills, which is so cool to me. Okay, Jordan's going to go over why we have the best compensation plan and how cool it is that you can earn money like this from your phone.
Y'all remember the girls I was talking about earlier, my sponsors, Tamara and Jessica? So they are both diamond and both of their husbands are diamond. That is a very large amount of income per month. And I tell y'all this, I will never ever forget the first time I sat with Jessica in person. We were at a team retreat, which by the way, does anybody like girl strips? They like girl strips. Yep, yep. Okay. Because if you do, you're in the right place. Because we do plenty of them and they're really fun. But I remember her saying that she knew of a friend who needed a car. They needed a car, so she went and bought one in cash and just gave it to them. And I was like, that is the kind of kingdom work I want to be a part of. I remember a friend telling me, who was also a diamond, of a family, a ministry family that was going through some really hard stuff. They had just had like some issues getting pregnant and depression, and they needed to take a break. And I remember her saying they paid for their salary for an entire year until they could get back on their feet. That is the kind of stuff I want to do. I want to be diamond so that I can make a diamond size contribution to the world. And so when we went diamond, I was like, all right, Lord, tell me where I can put this. Tell me what I need to do with this. And the great thing about our company, you guys, is I don't get to go diamond just once. I was kind of waiting till I had this baby, but you get to go back in and you can do it again. And so I'm going to go back. I'm going to keep my diamond rank over here. And I'm going to go back in and I'm going to start over on a whole nother leg and do Jordan 2.0, go diamond again. And then you know what? I'm going to get my husband diamond because that is how cool our comp plan is. It allows us to do that. And what I also love is that I'm not just creating an income for me and a business for me. Like I'm creating a legacy business that I want to leave to my kids. Like they actually allow us to will this to our children. And so on our team alone, we have 4 diamonds, 5 emeralds, and some of them are even on this call. If you're an emerald on this call, if you would shout yourself out, or a sapphire. I know we have we may have 1 sapphire on here. Several senior rubies, several rubies. You guys, I just watched Kate, who is in college. I just watched her go fast start senior gold. And was that like 3 months, Kate? In the chat, you can tell me. I think it's like 3 months. Like,
yeah.
Crazy town, right? Like, and she is a full-time student. I'm pretty sure she made all A's because she's really smart. Long story short, anyone can do this. And I remember seeing this chart and being like, I don't know, is that money real? It is legitimately, it is real. Like it is a real thing. And I believe anyone can do it because I've seen it. I did it. And I am not special. I promise. Anyway. All right. So here's the incentive. So some of you guys are new. This is what you need to look at. If you're like, okay, well, just tell me like, what if I started, what could I make? So here's the thing. If you grabbed your mom, you'd make $35. If you grabbed your mom and your best friend, you would make $70. If you grabbed your mom, your best friend, and your boyfriend or your husband, then you make $305. Do you catch what I'm putting down? It is not hard. My first 3 people were my sister, and I literally just texted her and said, hey, I'm starting this thing. And I think you have this blood sugar issues or something, and you need what I have. And she was like, okay, whatever. That's fine. And then I remember texting my mom and I said, Mom, you try all the weight loss things all the time. I'm starting this thing. You're doing it with me. She said, okay, fine. And then I just told my husband I was signing him up. So that's how I went over. Learn from me. There's some great tips right there. So that's what your bonuses would look like if you signed up and you just started sharing.
Yeah, that's what my mom was my first one, and then 2 other friends that I was just told them like, hey, I'm starting this health journey. I'm excited about it, and do you want to get healthier with me? And so
at least you asked them. You didn't tell them like I did. I just told them this is what you're doing.
Both love were timid. I was just like, hey, do you want to do this with me? But I really just want to get my products paid for. I wasn't like going into this like, okay, I need to like quit my job, or I really just want to get healthy. But then when I got my 3 friends or my mom and 2 friends, and then I got my products paid for, I was like, wow, like what if I could earn $500 a month? Like that would be insane. And then I kind of just kept dreaming bigger and bigger. What if it could help us pay off our 19 credit cards? And it has. And so it's just really, really special, you guys. Okay, so this is where we're gonna kind of recap, or not recap, just kind of share our first, like what our first 90 days look like going into this. So like, yes, you're excited, you want to get started. This sounds like the answer to prayers that you have prayed for something you can do from home or to get healthy and also to supplement your income. And maybe you're wondering like kind of like how that looked like for us. And so Jordan's going to share, I'm going to share just kind of how our first 90 days going into this. And we say 90 days because 90 days is an important amount of time. Because what you do now, you usually are going to see that results, the fruit from it in 90 days, because there's no quick fixes for anything. It takes time, it takes consistency. And so Jordan, you want to just kind of share what your first 90 days looked like?
Yeah, and it's going to be different for everybody based on what you want. If you came to me and you said, hey, listen, I want to go slow. I want to, okay, like your steps might be a little bit different, but I came into Plexus saying, okay, I want this and I want to do it right. And I want to take care of my people. And if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all in and I really want to do it right. And so I definitely got on a call with my sponsor and she was like, hey, let's share with several of your friends. Let's do a very personal Facebook event. She went live in it. I went live in it. This was 5 years ago, so they're way better now than they used to be. But they're very personal. Okay. So we did a very personal event to share with my friends and family, like what I was doing. And then I definitely wrote down some goals because I'm a believer that if you can't see it, you're not going to get it. And so I wrote down some goals. And then the other thing was I started personal growth. And something that I'm really passionate about is growing yourself. And I did not like to read books before I started Plexus, and now I am always reading something. And so I started swapping things that did not add value to me, like TV, for reading or YouTube videos, so I could learn what the heck I was doing. And y'all, it was so great. And so what I love is that whatever you need, we are able to give it to you. Whatever step you feel like you're stuck in, we're able to guide you. You just have to move your feet and you just have to do it. So anyway, that's mine.
Yes. I mean, so in my first 90 days is different. I was more of like, I slowly eased into it. I wanted to get my products paid for, kind of went from there. But it looked similar as far as like I listened to some type of training video every day, either like about the business or how to grow my social media, since I was brand new to social media. Or the products and why they're so great and why they could help my friends and family and what they could do, and so just growing myself and starting to learn how to share about how great this opportunity is and the products were on social media. And it's funny because I go back and look at posts that I made in the beginning and I'm like, that was scary, but you can't, like, you don't know what you don't know. And so I would earn as I learned, which was really, really cool. So even though I wasn't great at it right away, I'm still learning so many different things, 7 years into it. But I'm a diamond. Like,
was it worth it? Was it worth it, Joanna?
So worth it.
The answer is yes.
Yes. And like Jordan said, like, you have the support that you need coming into this. You don't sign up and then we say, okay, great, see ya, go have fun figuring this out. Like, we have the resources for you. We have the community. We have the tools. We are here to cheer you on towards whatever those goals look like for you and for your families. And so we're going to wrap this up. We're just so grateful you took the time to hop on, listen, and learn more about this and whether it is the right step for you. And we just pray that you go for it, because I know it can be scary. It can be a lot of info, but just do it scared. It's worth it. I promise you. Get with a friend who invited you to this call. If you're ready to get started, they have a discount code for you and they'll help you get all set. And
if you haven't started yet, we have 20% off codes, by the way, which is like, you're going to pay way less than I do. So I'm a little jealous by the fact that you get that, but just saying, it's there.
Yes, it's amazing. So y'all have a great night. Thank you so much for hopping on, and we'll see you next time.